with insights and analysis of today's rapidly shifting world. Welcome to the Cindy Grosz Show, talk radio's premier Jewish woman activist, Cindy Grosz, featuring exclusive interviews with today's top newsmakers and trendsetters. And now, Cindy Grosz.
Hello, and welcome to the Cindy Grosz Show. I am your host, Cindy Grosz, and I am proud to be Talk Radio's premier Jewish woman activist, bringing you the best of the worlds of Judaism to the non-Jewish world and the best of the non-Jewish world to our Jewish culture and our Jewish friends. You don't have to be Jewish with Cindy, but it is nice to know that we have more in common than we don't. We have a huge show tonight, so welcome into my corner and join me in my opening pearls of wisdom. Well, April showers bring May flowers. And boy, this has been quite a rainstorm in April. Every day the headlines. But I have some exciting news that's coming this May. Many of you know that I've been talking a very long time about improving the Black-Jewish relations that have been destroyed by the radical Democrats. Blacks and Jews have a history of voting for Democrats on local, state, and national elections. However, we are starting to wise up. We are seeing now how Blacks and Jews elected in the Democratic Party have betrayed their own constituents from their own backgrounds. And we see a record number of Jews and Blacks running as Republicans, running as America First candidates, running as conservatives, running on the values of school choice and quality education, on teaching factual American history, on fighting for the rights of all Americans as written in the Constitution and in our amendments, the rights that all lives matter, that Jewish lives matter, and Black lives matter, but not in the way the Black Lives Matter movement talks about it, and about building our economy and securing our borders. Because let's face it, Blacks and Jews are suffering from high prices at the supermarket, high prices at the gas station, and the fear of their lives and safety with the increase of illegal immigrants crossing our borders. So it's very important that we join together and teach our history factually and show that we really have more in common than we don't. And tonight's guests are going to reflect my progress in working with Jews and Blacks in the conservative and Republican parties. I'm going to have a huge announcement in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned because I can't wait to share what I am building with your help in 2022 and, of course, towards 2024. Tell me what you think and tell me how you would like to join in. Listen to our guest and think about how you want to participate with us. Coming up after the first commercial is Sigal Chattah running for Nevada Attorney General.
Stick around for more of exclusive interviews and news analysis. Cindy will be right back after these important messages.
Just in time for spring, Kosher CBD has what you need to ease your stress and enjoy all of the festivities. Kosher CBD is a kosher certified CBD company with something for everyone. We have Star K and CRC of Williamsburg certified on all of our products. CBD is derived from the hemp plant. However, there are no psychoactive effects. Why use kosher CBD products over any other brands? Quality is key. We work with a factory that has a patented formula that creates the best gum that's most enjoyable to chew. Our CBD products are all made using US-grown organic pure hemp. It is purely and properly extracted and lab tested to ensure we are offering the best quality. We are proud of the research we put into sourcing the highest quality products. We have 4 product lines: CBD line with both gums and mints, Immunity Pack, gums and chewable tablets. Focus, an incredible product that combines CBD, caffeine, and theanine in the trifecta effect of focus. And pure full-spectrum CBD oils. We have 4 strengths so everyone can reap the benefits of CBD. Visit our website at koshercbd.com and our Instagram handle, koshercbdofficial. Use code CINDY10 to receive 10% off of the folks at Royal Wine Corp., the largest manufacturer, importer, and exporter of kosher wine, offers wines from all over the world in every price point. Founded in 1848, Royal Wine Corp's mission is to be the premier manufacturer, importer, and distributor of specialty wines, spirits, and liqueurs from around the world. The commitment to perfection and family tradition spans over 8 generations and has experienced growth since its beginning. Royal's portfolio of domestic and international wines ranges from traditional wine-producing regions of France, Italy, and Spain to up-and-coming ones like Israel, New Zealand, and Argentina. Additionally, Royal Wine Corp's spirit and liqueur portfolio offers some of the most sought-after scotches, bourbons, tequilas, and vodkas, as well as hard-to-find specialty items such as flavored brandies and liqueurs. To find out more, visit the Royal Wine website and find out where you can pick up all your wine needs or order online with discounts on many favorites.
Prairie Street Prime is revolutionizing the luxury kosher experience by delivering Star Case certified, USDA Prime, high choice, and dry-aged kosher beef, veal, and lamb right to your door. With culinary excellence, education, and community at the heart of our mission, we're demystifying kosher cuisine and empowering our community with innovative recipes and chef-led tutorials that build confidence and foster fun in the kitchen. Our latest offering, dry-aged beef, takes luxury kosher cuisine to a whole new level. You can currently get all of our rib-based beef and briskets dry-aged, with additional products coming just in time for Passover. Each step in our process is thoughtfully curated and Star K approved to ensure your meat strictly adheres to kosher protocols. Order now at prairiestreetprime.com for delivery anywhere in the U.S. Find us on Instagram and enter our dry-age sweepstakes before Monday, April 4th, 2022 for a chance to win our 4-bone USDA Prime 28-day dry-aged prime rib or our USDA Prime 28-day dry-aged tomahawk. Prairie Street Prime is your luxury kosher experience.
You're listening to America's premier Jewish woman activist, Cindy Grosz. Welcome back, and get ready for more of Cindy's exclusive insights and analysis right here on The Cindy Grosz Show.
Joining us now is a historic candidate because when she wins her campaign for Attorney General in Nevada, she will be the highest ranking American Israeli that ever came through the Republican Party. Sigal Chattah has been with us before, and we are so happy to have her back, and she's going to give us updates. And I can't think of a better person to celebrate the end of Passover, the beginning moving forward as we're getting closer to primaries, and all the excitement in her state that we hear about. Sigal, thank you so much for joining Cindy's Corners, the Cindy Grosz Show.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for having me back on. Greetings from Minden, Nevada. First of all, I'm up north, so it's great to be on with you.
And we love having you on because your enthusiasm and actually the hard work you're putting into the campaign is getting noticed all across the country. You go nonstop and you're always updating us about things that are going on in Nevada, because Nevada is a very important state as we are looking at 2022 elections. Tell us what is going on, particularly in your race.
So in my race, I drew a primary opponent since we last talked. Somebody did throw their hat in the race. I call her Sisalak's choice because they label her as a moderate, but she's contributed to more Democrats than any other Republican I know. You know, she maxed out to Harry Reid, which is a big no-no here in Nevada for the Republicans. She maxed out to Catherine Cortez Masto. She was a big supporter of the governor, Steve Sisolak, which is why I call her Sisalak's choice. So that's the latest and greatest. The campaign trail is heating up. Still having a blast, still enjoying every minute of it. Since I was last here, I'm actually litigating a case against Mark Elias, who you probably know was Hillary Clinton's lawyer and likes to go into various states and do some serious damage to the Republican ideology. So I'm litigating a case, hopefully to get mandatory voter ID here in Nevada and to repeal three parts of AB 321, which allows for ballot harvesting and all kind of shenanigans that the Democrats passed in the legislation during COVID in the middle of the night when no Republicans were around. So, you know, the same things that we're seeing all over the country, but really here I have the opportunity to litigate it. We've got arguments on the 25th of April. So I'm looking forward to, you know, continuing to fight for the Constitution.
Well, there is nobody stronger and more vocal than you. And you actually do more than just talk. You actually put those words into action as a successful attorney. You're also getting a lot of endorsements. I see your Instagram and following you. You are getting a lot of grassroots support and you're getting a lot of notable endorsements. Share with us some of the people that have endorsed you.
So one of my biggest things, because in Nevada, the Attorney General's office, it's the top cop, it's the top prosecutor. So I've collected quite a few endorsements. I've gotten the endorsement from Elko County Sheriff and Story County Sheriff and Douglas County, which is where I'm in right now. And I'm hoping to really sweep up endorsements. The Gun Owners of America and NRA and Nevada Firearms Coalition, it looks like those are probably going to come through for me because I'm a huge advocate of the Second Amendment. And, you know, and really it's all about, to me, it's all about getting the endorsements of top law enforcement, because that to me is the final stamp of approval to be the Attorney General of Nevada.
Well, I have to tell you that as we get closer to the election, Nevada is also getting a lot of attention because of what's going on at the border and the end of Title 42. What do you see happening just from the constituents and people in your state in regards to the border and security?
Well, everybody's scared of them moving to repeal Title 42. And really what we're scared of is because, like you said, you know, we're 6 hours from the border in Las Vegas. Up north, it's a little bit different. But, you know, as big as Nevada is, you see all the problems. I mean, as I'm talking through the state to different law enforcement, we're seeing an uptick in fentanyl. Trafficking is huge in Nevada, and everybody's really scared of it. I just saw a number that we're going to have 500,000 migrants from the first month once Title 42 is swiped off, and that's very scary. You know, I mean, like I said, Nevada already has a trafficking problem. Nevada already has a drug problem. So we're scared, but hopefully, you know, I mean, nobody wants this to happen.
And Nevada is also a state that relies on tourism for a lot of its economy. And we see what's going on around the country with inflation. What are you hearing from your constituents about that?
Well, you know, Nevada, we're paying, I believe, $5.50, $5.70 a gallon. And a lot of our tourism does come from California and neighboring states and our adjacent states. So it's hard on the wallet. Cost of food and the consumer price index has just skyrocketed. And everybody hates the policies. We're hoping for a big change in November. We're hoping for a red wave. We're seeing a huge attrition from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. People are re-registering to vote as Republicans, which is beautiful for Nevada, because Nevada was a deal breaker state in 2020. All eyes were on Nevada for a few weeks there. So we're hoping to see great changes. Everybody's sick of what's going on. Boots on the ground, and it doesn't matter whether you're in culinary union, whether you're in law enforcement. Look, the violence, I mean, our high schools are being tortured with violence. We had a teacher raped and beaten by a student last week. There was another incident. I mean, just the violence it's appalling what we're seeing here. So people are sick of it.
And of course, you are an Israeli and an American, and you're proud of both equally. We've discussed this before. And you totally respect and love the American dream, and you live it. You are actually someone who understands it more than most people. And I do have to ask you, in this time of the rise of anti-Semitism, have you faced anti-Semitism in your campaign?
You know, I haven't. It's amazing, but you know, Cindy, I was actually the attorney that got places of worship reopened after the governor shut it down. So they came up with a moniker that I was the Jew who saved Christmas, because I got them reopened 10 days before Christmas. So, and you know, and being Israeli, everybody knows that Jerusalem is the center of all religion. And in the rural areas in Nevada, they're touched by the fact that I'm Israeli. They're so appreciative. Everybody talks to me about the Via Dolorosa and, you know, Bethlehem and everything. So I think they've really embraced me as an Israeli American running for office.
Well, that's great, because I always say on this show, you don't have to be Jewish with Cindy. And my biggest supporters are from the non-Jewish community. I have huge African-American, Black, Hispanic, Asian, from all kinds of sexual orientations that follow me, because I talk about issues. Yes, they affect Jews, but they affect everybody. It's common sense. And you are a common sense person, a common sense candidate, and you're also a team player. I can't tell you how many people that are running for office in your state contacted me afterwards, more than any other interview I did, because they're on your team and you work together. And that's something Republicans have to do more of. So you're doing the right thing by getting all this support from people.
Yeah, you know, listen, at the end of the day, what people want in an attorney general, they want public safety, they want transparency, non-partisan issues, really. It's the top attorney for all Nevadans. And I've demonstrated that through the types of cases that I've sued the governor on. And, you know, whether it was places of worship, whether it was rolling out vaccines when the governor was hoarding them, whether it was, you know, giving seniors priority over 25-year-old government workers, whether it was opening up the legislature because they kept the legislature shut. So voter integrity is not a partisan issue. We want voter ID, and we want our elections to be safe and secure, and to know that the people that are voting are lawfully voting in this country. These are nonpartisan issues. And I hate that there's some people that turn them into partisan issues.
You're absolutely right. The same way high prices, security, quality education are not partisan issues. And yet we can't have a nonpartisan or a bipartisan discussion on any of them. But one thing I can tell you about attorney generals, when they do their jobs effectively, they are nonpartisan. I mean, look what's going on in New York, how Letitia James has made her office so partisan, so biased. She ran as a candidate, complaining and promising to punish Trump before she was even in office. Unfortunately, we don't have a candidate in New York that could even come close to her, because our Republican Party is so weak. Sigal, where can our audience find you?
So they could go to my website. It's chattahfornevada.com. That's CHATTAH, 4, Nevada.com. Thank you so much. I wish you a happy Pesach. Get all the cooking and cleaning done, Cindy.
Thank you so much. And I will tell you that Jewish Vote GOP, the fastest growing grassroots Jewish group, has endorsed Sigal, and any of our people in Nevada can help volunteer. You can help make phone calls from anywhere around the country. She is one of us. And we thank her for joining us on the Cindy Grosz Show. Thank you so much during your busy schedule to take the time to sit and talk with us.
Thank you, Cindy. Anything for Cindy.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Just in time for spring, Kosher CBD has what you need to ease your stress and enjoy all of the festivities. Kosher CBD is a kosher certified CBD company with something for everyone. We have Star K and CRC of Williamsburg certified on all of our products. CBD is derived from the hemp plant. However, there are no psychoactive effects. Why use kosher CBD products over any other brands? Quality is key. We work with a factory that has a patented formula that creates the best gum that's most enjoyable to chew. Our CBD products are all made using U.S. grown organic pure hemp. It is purely and properly extracted and lab tested to ensure we are offering the best quality. We are proud of the research we put into sourcing the highest quality products. We have 4 product lines: CBD line with both gums and mints, Immunity Pack, gums and chewable tablets, Focus, an incredible product that combines CBD, caffeine, and theanine in the trifecta effect of focus, and Pure Full Spectrum CBD oils. We have 4 strengths so everyone can reap the benefits of CBD. Visit our website at koshercbd.com and our Instagram handle, koshercbdofficial. Use code CINDY10 to receive 10% off. The folks at Royal Wine Corp., the largest manufacturer, importer, and exporter of kosher wine, offers wines from all over the world in every price point. Founded in 1848, Royal Wine Corp's mission is to be the premier manufacturer, importer, and distributor of specialty wines, spirits, and liqueurs from around the world. The commitment to perfection and family tradition spans over 8 generations and has experienced growth since its beginning. Royal's portfolio of domestic and international wines ranges from traditional wine-producing regions of France, Italy, and Spain to up-and-coming ones like Israel, New Zealand, and Argentina. Additionally, Royal Wine Corp's spirit and liqueur portfolio offers some of the most sought-after scotches, bourbons, tequilas, and vodkas, as well as hard-to-find specialty items such as flavored brandies and liqueurs. To find out more, visit the Royal Wine website and find out where you can pick up all your wine needs or order online with discounts on many favorites.
Prairie Street Prime is revolutionizing the luxury kosher experience by delivering Star Case certified, USDA Prime, high choice, and dry aged kosher beef, veal, and lamb right to your door. With culinary excellence, education, and community at the heart of our mission, we're demystifying kosher cuisine and empowering our community with innovative recipes and chef-led tutorials that build confidence and foster fun in the kitchen. Our latest offering, dry aged beef, takes luxury kosher cuisine to a whole new level. You can currently get all of our rib-based beef and briskets dry aged, with additional products coming just in time for Passover. Each step in our process is thoughtfully curated and Star K approved to ensure your meat strictly adheres to kosher protocols. Order now at prairiestreetprime.com for delivery anywhere in the U.S. Find us on Instagram and enter our dry age sweepstakes before Monday, April 4th, 2022 for a chance to win our 4-bone USDA Prime 28-day dry aged prime rib or our USDA Prime 28-day dry aged tomahawk. Prairie Street Prime is your luxury kosher experience.
You're listening to America's premier Jewish woman activist, Cindy Grosz. Welcome back, and get ready for more of Cindy's exclusive insights and analysis right here on The Cindy Grosz Show.
Joining us now is no stranger to anybody who knows conservative politics. Kevin Jackson has been on Fox News. He has his own very successful radio show. We are actually syndicated through the same group, Real Talk Radio. And as always, it's great to talk with him and to share with you insights from Kevin about what's going on in his world and 2022 election. So thanks so much for joining the Cindy Grosz Show.
Glad to be with you, Cindy. I'm glad you got a show. Last time we were together, I think it was in New York at the ZOA event, and appreciate you getting me into that.
Well, you have always been a true friend to the Jewish people, and you have always been a big supporter of Judeo-Christian values, and you've always been very outspoken about the Black community and their relationship with the Jews. and the Black community and their relationship with the Republican and conservative parties. So I thank you for all the work you've done throughout the years.
Well, you know what, and we've talked about this before, but there's such an interesting dynamic between the two groups, both theoretically oppressed and obviously both tend to vote strongly Democratic. And one of my big points, and then we can move on to some things that may be of more interest to the audience. But one of my big points is how the Jews have made such amazing contributions in math and science and economy, just so many areas, technology to the world, and they're hated. And Blacks, everywhere I go, every place I've traveled, countries in Africa, all over the world, they want to get with me and flash gang signs, and they got thug shirts, thug life shirts on. And I think to myself, how in the heck can we promote and market thuggery and be loved around the world, where people, are always concerned about the Blacks' treatment in America, and the Jews, there's so much anti-Semitism. I just don't get it. And so, as you know, a lot of the Jewish people have reached out to me to sort of help with that, and rightfully so, because the Jews are not getting a fair shake. So anyway, we'll move on, but I appreciate it's mutual admiration.
So Jews are not the only group that you have been very outspoken in supporting. You have been very outspoken in supporting law enforcement, and you've actually had a lot of projects ongoing, and one we could share here that's coming up.
Yeah, so we did we did a movie in 2018 called Bleeding Blue. People can check it out at bleedingbluemovie.com. Phenomenal movie. And it was in response to the Michael Brown Jr. stuff and all that. And if everybody that sees it, they're blown away, because it really is that good. And all I wanted to do was correct the record. What I hate is lies. I don't care where the lie is. And it doesn't matter to me what the politics of the lie is. And so when people say, Kevin, you're a conservative, I go, I'm no more conservative than I am liberal. I know this, I'm not a leftist, but my views are my views because they've come from a place of truth, searching for truth. So with the cops are beating down Black folks and all this, I'm like, that is the biggest lie on the planet. Per capita, just so people are aware, the Native American, the Indian, is the most, it gets the most damage from, if you want to call it that, is confronted most by police in a dangerous situation that ends in death. Number two is white folks. And so Black folks are not in the top two. So this idea that Blacks are being targeted by police and killed indiscriminately, and it's an epidemic, which is the way they describe it, is ridiculous. So it's just one of the many things. And look, we can juxtapose that to what's going on right now with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, what we just went through with this stupid Wu flu, what's going on in education. Give me your issue. I will give you a leftist who is not only not trying to fix the problem, but is in fact trying to do more to create a bigger problem.
I can't agree with you more. And I love the way you're so outspoken. Sometimes it gets you in a little trouble, but we all love a little bit of that. But you're more popular than ever. And you know what I love about you? You have decided to make issues part of entertainment, but in a positive way, not using hands and not using physical force, but actually with comedy.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So again, all these issues, and my background is in comedy. I've always been the kid that made fun of people no matter what. If you had the zit, and when I walked in the room, I was like, hey, who's your friend? I'm that kid. Or I talked about how big your feet were or whatever. But all in good fun, because we were good friends. And I tell people all the time, when you ridicule, when you tease somebody, it's because you have that kind of relationship. How often have you met somebody that says, oh boy, if I knew you better, I'd make this comment. And my comment always is, act like you know me better, because I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear the quip that you say to a friend. I want you to feel that comfortable with me, that you feel like you can say what the joke is. If I'm offended, I'll tell you. But, so what I decided to do was we launched the Unapologetically American Comedy Tour, which I want to bring to New York. We're also going to take it to Mar-a-Lago. Now, we opened in Scottsdale, Arizona on March 31st to a sold out crowd. It was absolutely amazing. And what it was is we got 3 comics who consider ourselves, quote, conservatives. I mean, if you want to put a label on us, but what we are is we were telling the truth. So we talk about Hunter Biden. I quipped when I opened it up. Goldwater, I said I was a last minute speaker replacement for Hunter Biden because he was accepting his adult video award. And so, you know, people laugh because it's a funny joke. It's a clever joke about Hunter Biden, who, by the way, has pictures on a laptop with a prostitute. So, you know, you get the joke, but you also get the underlying meaning of the political cleverness is what I like to talk about. So it isn't just trying to make people laugh. It's trying to make people laugh and understand the underlying meaning of the politics, number one. And number two, which is actually the bigger issue, is why can't we say what we want to say? You know, what's been taken away in the lexicon that you can't talk about? Well, look at social media. You couldn't talk about Hunter Biden. You know, it was an 18-month fatwa on anybody that talked about Hunter Biden. And only recently do they talk about it. What are the lies that it would get you kicked off social media that are real truths today that we now know are truths? So we've been shut down. Certainly comedically, we've been shut down. There's not a single late night talk show host that is not an avowed leftist, not one. So from Kimmel, to Trevor Noah, Colbert, all of them, they're avowed leftists. And what do? They don't do comedy. They spit out nothing but nonsense, anti-Trump, anti-conservative. And who's right? Are we right that we fight pedophilia in schools and the sexualization of our children? Of course we are. Are we right to protect our borders? Of course we are. Were we right to stop the Chinese from bringing in Wu flu when Trump stopped that, the cruise ship? Of course we are. But he was called xenophobic. We're called homophobic if we don't agree that male swimmers should be able to compete and defeat women. And somebody asked me, who's the best female swimmer? And I said, I don't know the dude. You know, that's what a comedian would say, but I don't know who the guy is, but I know this, it's not a woman because we can't talk about it. So we started the Unapologetically American Comedy Tour with guys who said, I don't care. Come after me, LGBT community. Come after me, leftists. Come after me, Black BLM supporters, whatever. We're going to do these tours. We're going to have fun talking about issues that we should all be talking about openly and honestly, because our First Amendment rights are the reason. I mean, if the court jester can't say anything about the king, who can?
Absolutely. You know where you should actually host one of these? At that house that's owned by the Black Lives Matter people.
Nice.
I think that would be the best setting of all, because don't forget, the left won't even report what's going on at that mansion. And who?
Well, first of all, we'd have to pick which one of those mansions we do it at, because there's more than one.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, every conversation we have, and we've been together, you know, in 2016 in Cleveland and in Washington and New York, etc. It always comes down to your passion to speak the truth, how you feel, how you live. You're a family man. You're someone who's always looking to work and do the next project and support people. You're out there trying to do something that you feel is important, but you're proud of. And a lot of people today don't get that on the left. You can do that. Let me ask you a couple questions about the 2022 elections. What races are you looking at in particular that we should, look further into? Maybe even in the Black community, there are a record number of Black Republicans running.
Yeah.
So tell us what your thoughts are.
So I'm not into this. Let's look at the number of Black folks or white folks or whatever. I'm into who's the best candidates and who can win. And I'm working on a campaign, letting people know in full disclosure, with a guy by the name of Jim Lehman, who's leading currently in the primary here in Arizona. And he's going to replace Mark Kelly. So that's a seat we need to win. So there's a couple of Senate seats that we absolutely need to win. Congressionally, I think that anywhere the Democrats believe themselves to be, say, plus 10 or lower, are at risk, whether it's a Senate election or a congressional election. We're seeing huge flips. There was a flip between college-age men who were plus 16 Democrat before, now they're plus 10 Republican. And I think you're seeing that across the board.
Absolutely.
So there's going to be blood in the water across the board. And, there's so many races to single out. The Arizona race obviously is one, but there's going to be a couple of other Senate races. But I think it's all fair game as long as we don't get pencil whipped like we did in the 2020 presidential election.
So I'll just leave you with this. First of all, I'm working on a congressional candidate's race in Arizona who is very involved in voter integrity. So we'll talk about that. But I like the way you say, because I also am working with a lot of the Black candidates, because there are whatever you turn around, they're like leaving the Democratic Party in record numbers. And everybody says to me the same thing. It's not a matter of Black or white or Jewish or Christian or Muslim. It's about, the values of America first.
Absolutely.
Now we have to do, instead of make America great again, we still have to make America great again because of everything that has been set back. We can't even save America now is more important than ever before.
Absolutely. And I'm of the ilk that I don't put a lot of faith in the candidates. The reason why I'm a big Layman fan is he's term limiting. He's not taking a salary. He's donating it. And he's a very wealthy guy. And I know him personally. He's doing this because he wants to do it. He's not trying to make money. The guy's worth $300 million. So he's saying, look, if y'all want somebody that's going to go in there and absolutely raise holy HE double cricket socks and make a difference, I'm going to be a Senate version of Trump, maybe less bombastic. I mean, however you didn't want to take that, but he's going to be a Trump in the Senate. And we'll have a staunch conservative. That's what I want. And the other thing I will say is the reason why I don't put a lot of faith in the Republican Party is because we have McConnell and McCarthy and guys like that who are still rhinos. And I think it's up to people like us. I started a thing called the Flick Fest, which is a challenge to Hollywood. It's like a Netflix. Why? Because I want to make money? Yeah, I'm an avowed capitalist. But what I will also say is if we don't change the culture, we're not going to change political culture. Look at what Disney's doing right now. Look at what Netflix, they've got Paul Ryan, Susan Rice, and the Obamas are on their board. They're making movies with Will Smith, giving those guys contracts. When are we going to start recognizing that when we can pull our money away from them and put it into something for ourselves, we'll win? The biggest problem with conservatism is we're all, just strongly independent. But that keeps us from galvanizing. Democrats are the weakest people on the planet. They are the most splintered politically of anybody you can imagine, but they will come together to defeat us.
Absolutely.
If we did this, we could beat these guys hands down. And my hope is that people listening to our shows and others will finally get the word, understand it. Look, it's all for one and one for all.
I tell people, don't look at the R or the D, look at the issues, because you're going to find more in common with people than not, because the establishment, state and committee people and county leaders in the GOP, they're not with the voters. There's a very big disconnect. And I want to invite you back again, just to discuss this, because you are a radio show host who knows what you're talking about when you say you're just not given the script. You actually work on it, research it, and work with candidates and help out to get the word. Kevin Jackson, always a pleasure to speak with you. Please come back to the Cindy Grosz Show.
Thanks, Cindy. Thanks for having me.
The folks at Royal Wine Corp, the largest manufacturer, importer, and exporter of kosher wine, offers wines from all over the world in every price point. Founded in 1848, Royal Wine Corp's mission is to be the premier manufacturer, importer, and distributor of specialty wines, spirits, and liqueurs from around the world. The commitment to perfection and family tradition spans over 8 generations and has experienced growth since its beginning. Royal's portfolio of domestic and international wines ranges from traditional wine-producing regions of France, Italy, and Spain to up-and-coming ones like Israel, New Zealand, and Argentina. Additionally, Royal Wine Corp's spirit and liqueur portfolio offers some of the most sought-after scotches, bourbons, tequilas, and vodkas, as well as hard-to-find specialty items such as flavored brandies and liqueurs. To find out more, visit the Royal Wine website and find out where you can pick up all your wine needs or order online with discounts on many favorites.
Just in time for spring, Kosher CBD has what you need to ease your stress and enjoy
enjoy all of the festivities. Kosher CBD is a kosher certified CBD company with something for everyone. We have Star K and CRC of Williamsburg certified on all of our products. CBD is derived from the hemp plant. However, there are no psychoactive effects. Why use kosher CBD products over any other brands? Quality is key. We work with a factory that has a patented formula that creates the best gum that's most enjoyable to chew. Our CBD products are all made using U.S. grown organic pure hemp. It is purely and properly extracted and lab tested to ensure we are offering the best quality. We are proud of the research we put into sourcing the highest quality products. We have 4 product lines: CBD line with both gums and mints, Immunity Pack, gums and chewable tablets, Focus, an incredible product that combines CBD, caffeine, and theanine in the trifecta effect of focus, and Pure Full Spectrum CBD oils. We have 4 strengths so everyone can reap the benefits of CBD. Visit our website at koshercbd.com and our Instagram handle, koshercbdofficial. Use code Cindy10 to receive 10% off.
The best pearls of wisdom I can share is that your value isn't how much money you have, how much good health you have. It's how you surround yourself with wonderful people, because there is nothing worse than being alone in this world. And I am so lucky I have so many of you on my team. Tonight, you're going to meet a very special fan, very unique. And when I found out what a big follower he was, I said he had to be the first fan to share with the audience. I'm so glad you listened to my request to reach out to me and to be part of the show. It is really an honor and a privilege to be a part of your lives, and I never take it for granted. Joining us now is a fan who you wouldn't expect to be a fan. He's young. He's not even in college yet. He's not even Jewish, because you don't have to be Jewish with Cindy. But when he reached out to me and told me what he felt about me and my show, I said, wow, I feel like what they say from Hillel, if you save one person, you save the world. So if I get one person to listen and maybe respond, I feel like I'm getting all of you. So thank you, Nick Grassi, for joining the Cindy Grosz Show. And thank you for being the first fan participating, because without people like you, the show can never exist.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
So what makes you like the Cindy Grosz Show so much?
I love how realistic it is and how you get right to the point. You have great guests. I believe last week you had, was it Ari Brown?
Yes.
And
that was a couple of weeks ago, actually. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I had Ari Brown and David Lobel in a local election. But just because it was a local election, now you're not in the district, but you could relate to it, because the points of getting involved in a local election is key in 50 states across America.
Right. I mean, it's all basically the same all across the United States. It's the same general idea, and you should always know what people are running for, even if it's not in your area, like what you just said.
How do people in high school get involved? They think they can't, and I'm telling them they can. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you get involved politically.
Well, all of this radio and talk show and all that started about 2 years ago during the beginning of the pandemic, when I started collecting vintage radios, actually. And, you know, if I have the radio, I've got to listen to something on it. So I found a great station. I'm sure you know it. Of course you know it. WABC, 770. One of the most legendary talk stations in the world. I know you've been on that station with Bernie and Sid before, I heard you. You know, during middays, there was nothing to do because I was at home doing the virtual school. And so I listened to Curtis Sliwa. I'm sure you know him too. He ran for mayor just this past year. And it just brought this whole interesting like community aspect that I hadn't had before, like with online resources. It just wasn't the same. I love the idea of something like this, a real interview where you can sit down and talk either face to face or on the phone or in the studio. And with the getting involved thing, I think that I'm not really greatly politically involved yet. I follow all of the candidates. I follow their social media. I look at them on television. I listen to their interviews on radio. And I just right now at this age, since I can't vote, I can still go to things like like rallies and demonstrations and things like that, but I can't vote yet. So you have to find ways to support the candidate without
education is key. Education is key. And the fact that you have so much knowledge, I'm sure you're getting a lot of your friends interested in politics.
Yes, I'm trying to. And you'd be surprised. There's a lot of young people that know quite a bit about politics. I have a friend, Michael, I'll shout him out. And he's very, very intelligent politically. And I have a friend, quite a few friends who are very, I'd say above, like more than you think for their age.
And I could tell you how you guys can help. You could actually help by making phone calls or volunteering a couple of hours. Right. I am sure every local candidate would appreciate it. You'll get to know the candidates and the issues, and you will somehow be paid in a very nice way for volunteering your time, very handsomely with the experience that you'll get. Nick Grassi, thank you so much for joining the Cindy Grosz Show. I'm honored to have you as a fan. I'm even more honored to have you as a friend.
No problem, Cindy, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the future.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And just like that, the show is almost over. But of course, I'm going to leave you with some closing pearls of wisdom. Think about tonight's show. Two people who grew up totally different, who would never think of getting any kind of connection, are suddenly connected. It's time we all connect. We are really all more alike than not alike. I will tell you that over the past couple of months, I have met so many Democrats that say to me, Cindy, you get it. You talk with us and you relate with us. We don't like the far left and we don't like the far right. And maybe that's going to be the common ground to victory in 2022 and 2024. Logic, reason, common sense. We don't want radicals. We don't want people who are vulgar. We don't want people who lie. We don't want violence. The best example of that, and I hate to go back to Will Smith and give him any more attention, was the fact that so many Black Democrats came out against Will Smith because they felt he portrayed the worst stereotype of Blacks. Kevin Jackson's not like that at all. He doesn't believe in it. And he is like many, many others you're going to meet on the show in the future. I consider them my brothers. We go through day to day together. We share stories, experiences, and we learn from one another. And I hope you'll join me on my quest to improve the Black-Jewish relationship that the Democrats are destroying every single day. This is Cindy Grosz. I'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining today's Cindy Grosz Show, America's premier Jewish woman activist. Be sure to download Cindy's next show, as well as previous ones, available internationally on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and in Israel on Jewish podcasts. See you next time on The Cindy Grosz Show.
Advertisers are solely responsible for claims made in promotions featured on The Cindy Grosz Show.